All right, we're live, and hello and a very, very warm welcome to yet another exciting session of the Middle East Export Masterclass Romania, an educational initiative of the Organic and Natural Products Expo, Dubai. This session is being held in collaboration with the Consulate General of Romania, Dubai. The Middle East has been regarded as the fastest growing market for organic and natural products, with an above average per capita and a high focus on health and wellness post-pandemic. Demand for bio/organic and natural has risen sharply. In fact, more importantly, Middle East represents an array of expansion opportunity thanks to its strategic location and friendly trade policy. The UAE and Dubai has fast emerged as a business hub, connecting entities from the east to the west, leading to massive scope for re-export as well. As we discuss the demand for Romanian organic and natural products in the UAE and beyond, in the backdrop, we must acknowledge that the trade and economic relations between the UAE and Romania continue to grow. The volume of non-oil trade between the two countries totaled $1.1 billion in 2022, and is up 82% from 2021. Besides, the UAE's total non-oil exports to Romania has reached $666 million in 2022, with a 79% year-on-year growth, while re-exports totaling $120 million with a 297% growth. The UAE is Romania's #1 GCC trade partner as of 2021. Romanian foreign direct investment in the UAE stood at $34 million by the beginning of 2021, while the UAE's investment in Romania reached $180 million the same year, focusing mainly on medicine, beauty products, technology, agriculture, food security, ports, and logistics. Through this session, we're going to explore business opportunities for Romanian organic and natural companies here in the Middle East. Without further ado, please allow me to introduce you to our panelists for today's webinar. First off, we have Her Excellency Nicoleta Teodorovici, who's the Consul General of Romania and Dubai, UAE. Her Excellency is the heart and the voice of Romania here in Dubai, and she was appointed as the Consul General in 2015. She strongly believes in her mission to protect the rights and interests of Romanian citizens, develop Romania's economic, commercial, cultural, tourist, and scientific bilateral relations with the United Arab Emirates. She has previously managed high-level official visits of the President of Romania, the Romanian Prime Ministers and Ministers of the Romanian government, high-level delegations of the United Arab Emirates in her home country, the two joint commissions for economic cooperation between Romania and UAE government, and also has immense experience in creating opportunities for investors interested in Romania. She was also a part of the Expo 2020 Dubai Romania Pavilion, providing her full support to both government and private companies. As a part of her daily routine and as a result, she's very keen on supporting Romanian companies that want to develop their successful business entities here in the United Arab Emirates. Thank you so much, Your Excellency, for joining us this afternoon. I'm looking forward to sharing what you have to say in the course of this webinar.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we have Paul Gheorghiu, who is the chairman for the Gulf Romania Investment Council. Paul has undertaken the mission of developing and supporting and promoting commercial and investment cooperation between the two economic and business environments in Romania and the Gulf and the GCC. by creating regional platforms that capitalize and enhance economic, social, and cultural environments. GRIC, that is Gulf Romania Investment Council, represents a series of important organizations and companies which operate in various fields and have necessary credibility and financial strength to implement large-scale projects. Paul also, in his professional capacity, has over 15 years of experience in management consulting and management positions with a focus on strategy, operations, and digitization, having coordinated a series of full-cycle organizational transformation projects. Paul, thank you so much for joining in. Welcome to this session. And I see that there's a lot of trade happening between Romania and UAE, and I'm very eager to hear, and I'm sure the audience is also very eager to hear what opportunities lie for them, not just in the UAE, but across the GCC.
Thank you very much for the very warm and thorough introduction. Really looking forward to our discussion today. Thank you.
Likewise. Thank you so much. Next up, we have Alex Popescu, who's the Operations Director at Atelier Hospitality. Alex is a renowned personality within the local HoReCa industry and has a core background in operations and project management. His journey in this industry has been evolving. He's worked with a diverse range of over 30 brands, high-end restaurants, hotels, and consultancy firms. Alex has also developed high-functioning skill in the F&B operations and has extremely a hands-on approach with his execution. With over 11 years of F&B experience in the industry, Alex has a full understanding of restaurant operations as well. He's currently responsible for the operations and asset management of Atelier House Hospitality's restaurants across the GCC and Southeast Asia. He primarily looks after establishing brand SOPs, strategy and execution of F&B master plans, and developing performance management programs. Alex, thank you so much once again. It's a pleasure. It's always very nice to have someone from the hospitality and the HoReCa sector joining us for these webinars. And I'm sure some of the Romanian exporters would love to know how their products could be used within the HoReCa industry.
Thank you very much for your kind words, Mr. Suder. It's my pleasure to be here.
Thank you. Last but not the least, we have Dharmendra Mohanani, who's the General Manager of West Zone Group. He's no stranger to some of our webinars. He currently works in his capacity as the General Manager for the West Zone Group, which has over 100 supermarkets to its name, not just in Dubai, but across the UAE, and is one of the most highly successful supermarket chains in the region. Dharmendra is regularly involved in contract negotiations with senior management involving multiple third-party market grocery applications that are vital component to his work profile. He is well recognized for his development and leading the implementation of strategic business plans for various products. West Zone's primary focus is on organic and natural products and strives to bring the very best of products to the consumers and the marketplace. Mr. Dharmendra, thank you so much once again for joining in. I do know that West Zone has a wide range of organic products, and I have personally visited so many of your supermarkets. The experience is always wonderful, and I do see that you have a lot of Eastern European products as well. So I'm pretty sure some of the Romanian exporters that are tuned in will be looking to see how they can enter some of your shelves, and I'm sure you'll be helpful in helping them understand how they could do so. So thank you so much for that. All right, I will no longer. I will no longer take more of time, and I will leave this open to the panelists. But before that, I'd just like to share my screen to just give you an understanding of some of the key takeaways that we're looking at in today's session. And post that, it's all going to be the panelists. So all right. Some of the key takeaways that we're expecting from this session is the Middle East organic and natural market, what challenges and opportunities exist for Romanian companies. We're going to be exploring the demand and evaluating competition for Romanian products in the Middle East as against some of the products from other regions. We're also going to be discussing how one can find the right distribution partner, how to price your product competitively and ensuring product market fit. We'll also be hearing from the HoReCa industry and where do Romanian organic and natural products fit into the HoReCa landscape. And lastly, and probably the most important, we are going to be understanding export requirements, product registration, warehousing, and distribution. So we're going to dive in, and Your Excellency, Nicoletta, it's all yours. I'm going to open the dais to you.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Can you hear me? Yes.
Yes, we can.
Thank you. So first of all, I would like to thank you for your partnership in organizing of this seminar, and also to Mrs. Jenny Robin. Thank you so much, and you are very close to our diplomatic mission for promoting our Romanian producers. So yeah, it's a great opportunity to present the bilateral relations between Romania and the United Arab Emirates. We have very strong relationship, and now we are hard working for increasing the trade and the commercial exchanges, the export in UAE. As you mentioned before, we had the visit of His Excellency, the President of Romania, this year in March, and last year we have the visit of our Prime Minister in Abu Dhabi. So yes, we are committed to promote the opportunity of an integrated approach for a partnership with business partners from UAE to facilitate the exchange, and in terms of food security, we could become the hub for United Arab Emirates. We have very strong partners in Romania, very important investors like DP World, and Al-Dahra. So together, I'm sure that we could have a very strong strategy and very good promotion of our interest in these matters. So on the one hand, we have Romania, an exporter of agri-food products with the largest export port, Constanța port, in European Union. And on the other hand, we have the United Arab Emirates, which imports more than 80% of all food and has as a national strategy the food security, not only for UAE, but for the entire region, for GCC countries. And they could facilitate the trade in this area. As you very well know, in UAE, we have many food security hubs in Abu Dhabi and in Dubai, and we are thinking to have a strategy conducted by the Ministry of Agriculture and by the associations for bringing here the producers from Romania. And of course, the organic product and natural product are very famous. We are very well known as exporters in Europe or US or in other countries worldwide. But for sure, we are very close with the Romanian entrepreneurs and producers, and we facilitate the dialogue with the distributors here in UAE, because we know that first of all, they need a very strong relation with the distributor, and after that with the supermarkets, because this is the procedure here. And we have some inputs from our partners from Romania in terms of some barriers, some issue identified during their collaboration here in UAE. So yeah, it's very important to inform our producer and to let them know the regulations and the authorities in charge for the certifications and registrations. And we have to work together for well understanding what does mean marketing in UAE, because they really need to invest in marketing for promoting the product, and also our Romanian producer, they need to understand the interest for the private label. You know, for example, in JAFSA or in other free zone, they have possibility to with local in terms of distribution under the private label. Yeah, so I would like to know if we do have some participants from because we promoted the event to the Ministry of Agriculture and to the associations, Bio Romania, and they are saying that they cannot reach, they connect and they cannot access the link. How can we solve this technical issue?
I will have my team look into that. But thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing your insights. And I thank you so much for bringing the issue of food security up. I think that's one of the major priorities for this part for this region, and I'm sure some of the Romanian producers can and will definitely help address some of those food security challenges that the region has. But I'd like to move on to Paul right now. And Paul, you're the chairman for the Gulf Romania Investment Council, and you're constantly looking at opportunities and constantly looking to enhance trade between the two regions. If you could help some of the exporters who are tuned in live right now understand what opportunities lie in the GCC, and where exactly can they really help within the whole food security, help address food security challenges as well, I think that would be great.
Thank you very much. You've been very kind in introducing me, and you've explained in great detail what the Gulf Romania Investment Council is doing and what its role is. As the president of the Gulf Romania Investment Council, I'm excited to discuss the potential benefits of improving trade and business relationships between the UAE and Romania in the field of agriculture in general. And one of our key roles at GRIC is to bring a structured approach and offer a framework on which mutually beneficial business relationships can actually be built. And we are very focused on concrete things, and we're working very well together with Her Excellency Mrs. Nicoleta Teodorovic, and also the other Romanian governmental and non-governmental institutions, let's say, in charge or having a role in improving this cooperation on the agricultural field between Romania and the UAE. So talking about concrete things, one of the key objectives for the Gulf Romania Investment Council this year is to organize an event somewhere in the beginning of September, probably, an event in Bucharest, which will be entitled the Romania-UAE Agriculture and Real Estate Summit. So it will have focus on these two industries, agriculture and real estate. And we're looking to organize this event within the framework of the joint governmental commission that exists between Romania and the UAE, and which Ms. Teodorovic briefly mentioned earlier. which will probably happen. We don't know the exact date yet, but it will happen probably this autumn in Bucharest. And this event will bring a lot of high-level governmental officials from both Romania and the UAE here in Bucharest. And we'd like to give it an agriculture focus and invite some of the most relevant Romanian players in the agriculture and agribusiness fields to this event, and also relevant counterparts from the UAE, either companies which are interested in investing in the agriculture and agribusiness field in Romania, or vice versa, Romanian companies which are interested in expanding their presence by investing in the UAE, and also different companies looking to improve trade relationships and the field of agriculture and agribusiness between the two countries. So this event is shaping up as a very high-profile event. We're looking to have participants also at ministerial level, but also a very good representation from the business environment of both countries, with a focus again on agriculture. And I invite all the companies, the representatives of the companies, both Romanian and the UAE, currently watching our discussion, to contact me in case they're interested in participating in this event in autumn. And we can, of course, go into details and try to extract maximum benefits for all interested parties. So this would be, let's say, a brief introduction with a very concrete example of what we're trying to do in the future. Now, please let me know if you would like me to perhaps take some questions or anything right now, or if I should go on with, let's say, the rest of my expose for today, or what I was planning on saying.
Paul, thank you so much for that introduction. That was very elaborate. I'm sure some of the Romanian exporters would be interested in the event, but I think they would be more so interested if you could share some light on the organic and natural opportunities that you think exist here and in the retail landscape. I'm sure they'd be interested in knowing more about that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Please,
Sure.
Your Excellency. Please,
yes,
please.
please. If I may add about the joint commission, we suppose that will take place in September or October, but we're gonna know very soon the period and the structure of this economic commission between Romanian for collaboration between Romanian government and UAE government has also a business forum. Of course, it's a great opportunity to have distributor from UAE and also the organizer from Menope, if they would like to share with the Romanian companies all the information in terms of organic product and natural product. I think it's a market here. It's a good opportunity because when we are talking about Dubai, we don't have only a market with 10 million people. We have a market with more than 2 billion people, because we know very well the structure and the infrastructure of Dubai through Dubai Chamber of Commerce or through the trade companies, and they could reach markets in Africa, North Africa, in Central Asia, in Middle East, and in Asia. So yes, I think it's a good opportunity to have all these partners at this event during commission.
All right. Thank you so much, Your Excellency. Alexandra, I'd like to come to you, and I'd like to know from you. I do know that there's a lot of products that go into the HoReCa industry, and you use a lot of diverse products from across the world. If you could help us understand where do you see Romanian products within the whole HoReCa landscape? What demand do you see from them? And I think Romania is famous for its dairy and in some of its meat products, and we all know how the region is quite enthusiastic about its meat. So if you could elaborate on that, that would be great.
Absolutely, thank you. So I think yes, there could be a very good demand for that. In my experience, to be honest, I haven't seen much Romanian products in all of the restaurants or the companies that I work with. But knowing the quality of Romanian products, myself being a Romanian and having lived all of my childhood there and so on, I know that there might be a very good demand for that. And like you said, yes, there are products coming in from all over the world. So I don't see supply chain can be definitely sorted out. It's all about coordination and what we are trying to achieve, I believe, in order to make that happen. And yes, there are very, very good examples that you've given. The meat. So, for example, we have great mutton in Romania, and mutton is a very famous meat here in UAE, both for the local community and for the Asian and Southeast Asian communities. So there's a very huge potential there, I think. And then there are many, many others that can be explored. As you know, currently there are about 14,000 restaurants in Dubai. There are many restaurants opening up every single week. There are new openings. The landscape is extremely competitive, and it all comes down to, the product, because at the end of the day, restaurants have to use the highest quality products available. And I think there is a very good potential for that. Yes.
Awesome. All right. Dharmendra, what are your thoughts on the general landscape for Romanian products in the Middle East? I know you come from a very different background, from the retail background. I'd like to know from you what do you think of the demand and the general perception that people have towards Romanian products?
Thank you very much for the warm introductions of mine. Firstly, Romanian products, actually, I can say you that yes, there is a big opportunity here in UAE markets to grow up the business, because I can say that the organic post COVID, that the increase that organic product demand in market UAE, especially that I believe the way before looking at now, people looking on more healthy way to spend their lifestyles, and buying pattern is little increase. It's still that market is organic around 5 to 7%, which is earlier was which 2 to 3% was there. So this is a good thing, which is the keep growing it. Very, I'm looking at 21, after 21, 22, the many new companies come up, who they brought it, them organic is a huge range. And customer also like to be choose that live a healthy pattern also as well. So there is a big opportunity, of course, that the comparing the Europe, that Romanian prices would be the more better and cost effective. So yes, but most important thing is that I will suggest that to be the ones they're entering in the market, they have to be marketings, because I believe that 16 or 17 they started some suppliers reach to us and introduce some products, and after that they disappeared from there. So during that time, 16, 17, that not such a development was the organic movement. Product was not such a great demand. But I say that 16, 17, and 18, this graph is gone up definitely, which is this post-pandemic is much gone up, is higher sides. So I believe there's a lot of opportunities there, and especially in a UAE market, the niche market is there. So the customer demand is there, and they can bring it is Romania having it, the huge the wheat exporters, cereals exporters, fruits and vegetables, even the meat products also is there. So they can grow the business in supermarket industries, I can say. That's from the supermarket industries, food sector. Even the HoReCa also, maybe they can hunt the opportunities because it's still, so I believe that the very few products are available in Romanian in the markets. Out of that, if I'm saying the 100 supplier are approaching us, maybe the hardly 1 or 2 people are bringing the product to us from these markets.
Thank you so much,
Yes.
Mr. Dharmendra, for that. I think, like you mentioned, Romanian products, I think Alex mentioned that Romanian products are definitely very high in quality. But if you could let us know, if you could let some of the exporters tuned in know what categories of products are seeing most demand when it comes to organic and natural, and how can some of these Romanian exporters sort of help you address that demand?
I believe that the strong Romania in cereals, the corn meals, I believe the Romanian is stronger in that. So if whatever they have the stronger field in that wheat, barley, cereals, the corn sides, they are very much stronger. Even that they can do the corn meal, the cold meat cuts also. I believe that Romania can do the well, because some of the supplier reaches on maybe I believe 16, 17, some of the pork product was there, Romania introduced, and after that it disappeared. So definitely that cold meat can be the very good demand, can be Romania product can be fulfilled. Even I believe that good mixture of the fruits.
Mr. Dharmendra, I think you're on mute.
Sorry for I was having a dream call actually. I was switching off from another mobile. Yeah. So yes, I can say that these are the strong demand, which can be the meat and the cereals and the barley, corn. This is the strong demand can be fulfilled. Well,
Right.
this Romania is stronger in that.
Okay, perfect. And you also mentioned that they're price sensitive as well. So I think that would help address that demand wherein.
Yes, that is the most important factor, because if you're importing from the UK or another sectors, so Romania can play the bigger role in that. But initially they had to be there, do the marketings, the strong marketings, because people are very less educated about the Romanian products. Because the most of the brands, like if you look at the UK and USA, which is the mostly the market captured here, the import products. Italian also and Spanish also little market actually here, but mostly they're captured by the UK and USA. So those brands are the well-known on people's, and they are more aware about those kind of brands. So I will say that yes, but maybe they have to spend some cost in the marketing to be people know about the Romanian products, or maybe there's some event has to be arranged to be educate the more peoples.
Fair enough. Alex,
or private labeling also maybe can help. Also, I can say the private labeling also can be the help to be.
Right, to build trust in the market, right?
Yes.
Okay. Alex, I'd like to come to you. Is that the same story in the HoReCa industry, or are things different there? Is the demand same as what Dharmendra is mentioning?
Look, of course, in HoReCa, it depends, of course, on many factors. It depends on what concepts you are operating. We are operating Italian restaurants, Indian restaurants. We are operating a restaurant that's based on wood-fired cuisine. So it's all around the concept, first of all. So once you conceptualize that, then you will be able to understand what kind of produce you need to be able to execute the menus. But I believe that, for example, there's a very famous restaurant here. It's a Balkan restaurant. So not necessarily Romanian, but more Balkanic cuisine, which is representing all of the countries around Romania included. And I know that they're going to great lengths to source their produce, you know what I mean? So definitely it reflects, as long as the operator or the owner of the restaurant understands and know what they want, and then they can put that into practice. What a very important thing, I think, that Mr. Dharmendra said, cold meat, that's something that actually didn't cross my mind until he mentioned it. But if you go to the supermarkets here right now, you'll see mostly two categories. One is a very low price point cold meat, which unfortunately the quality is not that good. And then you see cold meats of an extremely high price point, which are probably imported mostly from France, Spain, Germany, and Italy. Okay. And I know that in Romania, we do have a lot of producers and manufacturers that can definitely fulfill this market at a much lower cost, you know. So I think that's a good potential aspect.
All right. I'd like to ask you both, actually, Dharmendra and Alex, but I'll stick with you, Alex. We've seen that there's a lot of demand for honey as Romanian honey, because I think it's pretty abundant right there, and the quality of honey is quite superior as well. And we all know the significance, the cultural and the regional significance of honey in this particular market. What are your thoughts on Romanian organic honey?
Again, I think it's something that to be honest, I don't understand supply chain costs that much because it's not my field, but I would say that it's a great opportunity because again, it's the same story with cold meats. With honey, it's pretty much the same. You have very low price point items, and we don't know what they contain exactly. We cannot be too sure on that. And then we have extremely high price points. So there's a very low category and very high. There's nothing in the middle, I think. And I think Romania can come in and fulfill that as well. Yeah, so I think that's potential.
Awesome. Dharmendra, what are your thoughts on that? What are your thoughts on honey, organic honey, and also honey from Romania?
See what happened that honey, I will tell you that before honey was market was leading brands by number of brands was here in UAE. And last 2 decades that a lot of cheaper brands come up in the markets. And I was looking at the many premium brands is now available, but not as much as was earlier. Many new brands are taken. There is honey having 2 categories. One is that completely that which is on selling on a special counters on the supermarkets and hypermarkets and malls, which is coming from the different part of the world. This is the special honey. I can say that market is the wide options to be go for the Romanians. If you find in the UAE, very oftenly every mall and every hypermarket having honey counters are separately. They are targeting the niche market of customers. Of course, I believe that the Romanian honey would not be the cost cheaper than anyone what is the selling in the markets, definitely. And raw honey is, of course, the cost would be the price is much matters it is. So I do not know how it's performing in supermarket. It's not generating a huge volumes. Is if it beat the market is the current standard what competitors are bringing the product from there. So definitely it can win the points in honey. The honey having a very good sales, but depend the suppliers and productions and quality and marketing's all strategy is there. So 2 segments is there. One is the niche market. One is the supermarket. Basic customers are there for honey. So depending on what kind of supplier they need to do the marketing, exporters, how they're looking the markets.
All right. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts on that, Mr. Dharmendra. Your Excellency, Nicoletta, I think we lost you there, but you're back. We were just talking about the demand for Romanian honey in this part of the world. I know that you had a lot of requests for Romanian honey, and you keep getting a lot of companies who are interested in exporting. Do you have any thoughts to share on that? And if you could help the audience understand what sort of demand there is for some of the honey products from Romania. You're on mute, Your Excellency. No, we can't hear you.
Now, can you hear me?
We can hear you. Yes.
Yes. Okay. So yes, we have a lot of discussions with the Romanian producers. You know, we have here many exhibition like Gulf Food or Minope or organic exhibition, and also we had the economic missions, and we really understood the problems of of our Romanian producers. So first of all, the Romanian producer, they would like to export the processed product, you know, not raw materials, because we have very good factories in Romania and very good qualities of the product. We promoted very expensive and very with high quality product like caviar, organic caviar, or I know it's about the honey, but I would like to have a a large view about our product. So organic honey or organic caviar or organic meat, we have very good quality for meat, lamb, mutton, or beef, or chicken, natural products and organic products also. So we tried to understand how it's working, you know, together with our producers. We have meeting with the supermarkets, all the supermarkets. And when I'm telling you all, Carrefour, Lulu, Almaya, Shoitram, Waitrose, Spain, Wesson. So with a lot of all the supermarkets we had, and they said, first of all, you need one distributor. Okay. After that, we had many meetings with distributors, you know, and they said the product is very expensive, but we have cost products, you know. This is very important. The dialogue between the partners from here, from UAE, and because our producers, if they will understand how they could reach the market, I'm sure they could adapt their products and their price and everything, prices according to demand. You know, we went also with very good product to very famous restaurants, you know, and we had the same situation. They said you need a distributor, or you have to discuss with a partner here. You have to open a company here. And our producer, they are saying, how can I open a company? Because I don't have any idea about the volume, about the cost, about the marketing cost and everything. So I think we have to put together the players at the table and to discuss and for having a large view and one very strategy, very good strategy, tailored strategy, you know, for this market. My colleague, maybe he could add some points.
Hi, my name is Titus. I'm the economic counselor of the consulate. In regards to Romanian producer, usually through Ministry of Entrepreneurship, we are organizing at least 1 or 2 national pavilions every year. We participate in Gulf Food, Menope, and I think 1 or 2 times we've been in Sial. What we found after all these participations, that the Romanian producers, and here I speak about the Romanian producers of bioorganics from, for example, like Interbio, Bio Romania, and private companies, they all get a lot of contacts. They all start discussions, but at some point when it's about the price, it's almost impossible to reach this market. They started to sell in GCC region, in Saudi, in Kuwait, in other countries, but here the most important, or the first barrier is the price one. So this is a point that we want to understand better. What kind of products this market needs? High quality, cheap, very good products, but very cheap. This is what we didn't understood for now. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Titus and Your Excellency. Mr. Dharmendra, what are your thoughts on this? I'd like to hear from you. I am sure you'd have an answer to that.
Well, see that I'll tell you the deep study of mine about this range, honey. I said you that the 5 year before was the brands was leading in UAE markets, and number of brands from Germany, USA, New Zealand, all honey was there, and prices was very competitive. The last 2 to 3 years that the food prices increased 45 percentage from all over the world. So definitely that customer has to look their pockets, and the customers slip to the lower quality of brands. I'm not sure about that what quality of brands coming in a market, and what is there. Like recently I was found, I'm not take the brand name actually there, but recently I found this one leading brand in UAE, which is, and I was looking that doing the study about what is the PR level of that honey in a market, how they're producing it. I found it was Saudi brand, and then I was did deep study about, and I couldn't find any much about their how they're planting it, and how they are producing the honey. Marketing, I found one or two slides there. That's it only, but I could not able to find out how they are producing the honey. Definitely, with that brand is doing the much better sales and leading sales one of the here in UAE. But I will suggest the Romanians reaching to the supermarkets will be the invest in a initial investment will be the bigger actually. The later on stage depend there about completely on how their market strategy would be they are running it. If they're reaching on supermarket levels, they definitely they have to come with the medium range. The high volumes you cannot get predict from the high volume sales from the expensive honey is there. The segments is very less for that, maybe the 5% or 10% customers, but definitely they can target the malls, which is special honey counters are there. They can target those counters up there. But if it the processed honey, definitely they can come in a supermarket. Welcome for that ones, but they have to come with the cost effective prices to beat the markets. They have to take out the sources how they can reduce the cost definitely, and come up under the, maybe I'll suggest the retail price would be the 30 to 40 dirhams. The now markets 1 kg honey. I will say this price is very volatile. Sometimes this is selling at 50 dirhams, and the small bottles maybe come up with the 20 dirhams, maybe the 200 grams or 12. I can say 12 to 15 dirhams or prices also there. But sometimes they're bringing the offers, maybe sometimes they're bringing the full price, then maybe they're slashing the price 50%. The strategy has to be defined, and initially investment has to do in the marketings, and after that the capturing market has to pay the cost.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much, Dharmendra, for those insights. I'm sure the producers hearing this would be taking notes, and I'm sure you're definitely going to see a few Romanian products in the shelves very soon. All right. This has brought us to the end of the first half of the session. I think we've had a wonderful first session. I would request all of the panelists to stay on the same call, and we will be returning back after a short 5-minute break. All right. Thank you so much. Stay tuned, and I look forward to seeing all of the exporters on the other side of the session.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for tuning for having stayed with us for the first session of this wonderful webinar. And I'm sure we're going to have an equally interesting and interactive second half. Paul, before we move further, I'd like to come to you and sort of get a general understanding of why you think, a macro perspective on why you think the UAE is the right place to sort of move into and to sort of start exporting. What sort of you think? What opportunities do you think there are for some of the exporters in Romania?
Of course, thank you very much. I will answer this question, but before this, I would like to address some of the things that have been discussed in the first part of our panel. And I'd like to, let's say, build upon what Mr. Popescu said and also what Ms. Teodorovic said. So I think Romanian producers, especially since we're talking about organic food and bio food, have some tremendous competitive advantages when it comes to their presence on the UAE market. The problem is, as Ms. Teodorovic pointed out, the fact that we need some more coordinated marketing efforts to make these competitive advantages known to the distributors, the wholesalers, the retailers, and also the final consumers in the UAE. And I'd only like to, let's say, address some of these competitive advantages, and then I'll come back to your previous question. So talking about mutton, as Mr. Popescu said, Romania has a very high quality mutton. And why do we have high quality mutton and also bio and organic mutton? It's because we still, in some areas of Romania, the old ways of raising sheep or lamb in general have been preserved. So the sheep, they are roaming freely across plains which have never been treated with pesticides or with any other substances. So it's like they are they can be compared to any animal which is let's say growing and developing in a wild environment. So I think this is one of the unique advantages Romania has in terms of mutton, let's say. Now, in terms of cereals, few people know that Romania is among the top 5 producers of cereals in the European Union, and it's ahead of countries such as the UK or Italy in terms of agricultural production. And also, Romania has very large surfaces of land, which again haven't been treated with pesticides or fertilizers for a great number of years, thus allowing the country to ramp up its bio and production quite quickly. Now, again, in terms of honey, you also witness some of the same benefits of the fact that we have large areas of the country which are still wild, and the bees can actually pollinize flowers from forests and fields, which again aren't treated with any sorts of fertilizers or any sorts of substances. So in terms of organic food, biofood, and high-end, let's say, food, I think Romanian products have great advantages, which of course have to be communicated to all the relevant parties and also to the end consumer in the UAE. But this is, of course, something we should do together, and it's important to bring as much consistency and structure as possible to let's say this initiative. So sorry for the long answer, but this was to just comment briefly on what was discussed during the first part of the panel. Now, regarding your question, why Romanian producers should focus on the UAE market, I think they should focus on the UAE market because of the pivotal role and UAE has as a regional hub. So the UAE market shouldn't be seen in isolation as only the UAE market, but rather that the UAE can open the gates to the whole GCC region, and not only, also Northern Africa, also other regions in Asia. So the UAE can represent a gate for Romanian products to other areas of the world. And this is because of the superior marketing strategies and the implementations that the UAE has been doing very successfully for the last years. And I know that, for example, once, even if a Romanian company, let's say, opens up a subsidiary in the UAE, the subsidiary is considered a UAE company, and it can let's say, take advantage of all the UAE governmental infrastructure, both in terms of subsidies and in terms of support for exports out of UAE to the countries and regions I mentioned earlier. So this is why I think it's important and highly relevant for Romanian producers to focus on the UAE.
Awesome. All right. Thank you so much, Paul, for summing that up and adding your thoughts to some of the previous discussions that were had in the first half of the webinar. We have a couple of questions coming in, and I'm just going to pose that to Mr. Dharmender. Mr. Dharmender, we have a question that comes in, and we have one exporter asking us, what are the main factors that one should keep in mind before approaching distributors like yourself?
Approaching a distributor, that you have to keep that what is his strength in a market, the first thing, and how much his distribution network, what is his portfolio completely, is how agile he is that in distribution sector he is there, how many vendors he is having it in the hands, and what is the vendor portfolio is having it. The very, very important thing is there, because whole game is that how that come up, that you need infrastructure definitely play the bigger role. what are the reasons of the people are failure? Because the infrastructure is not there. You can open the company, but then once you come up on distribution levels, that's how strong distribution is there. So before choosing it, I will say that exporters, they choose that they look at the portfolio of the importers who is importing it, how strong his distribution is, his hands there to markets. Because as easy he is having approach to the markets, definitely you get the more volume and sales from there, and give the quick ROI for that.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Mr. Dharmender, I would also like you to, sort of elaborate and as a follow-up to that question, if you could help some of the exporters from Romania understand what are the product registration requirements to export into this region, and what are they looking at when it comes to warehousing, distribution, so on and so forth?
See that once they're coming to registration of the product here, there is some basic things requirement is there, which I will say. The first thing is that the labels actually should be the Arabic and English. That municipality always suggests that what a product is there should be in Arabic is there. Okay, and then they should have the like if it organic product is there, they should have the certificate of origin, how the soils used up for the soil and how the production is done, and then maybe some international companies who's issuing the certificate from their country of origins. And then the municipality having it one portals where the people has to register there. And where the very nominal cost is that for, I believe that 7 gram per product cost is there for registrations that. If once we are registering with the municipality portals, the products. So if the product is registered with the municipality, this will be the very easy for the importer to be exported in UAE, because whenever you're approaching it, they have to register. So in case that if you're registering in advance and municipality approve the products, for you is easy to approach to each and everyone who's importing the products is there. So if I can say that the label is very Arabic labels, the picture should be the very clear type of the food pictures. The nutritions should be mentioned on that ones, properly what the nutritions are there. And then application registrations, they have to log in the municipality portal and register from there. Country of origin, weight, size, volume of unit, brand, factory name, address, the brand name of products, and additive found in ingredients. These are the core factors which should be mentioned clearly on product range for registrations.
All right.
I'm talking about finished products. Yeah, even the bulk also, maybe this is the same requirement even for Horeca, I believe.
All right.
And store temperature also as well. Yeah.
We'll confirm that with Alex very shortly. Alex, what do Romanian producers have to do to work with you and the Horeca industry in general? What is it that they need, and how do they start, working with people like yourself?
So again, for us, we work with suppliers, and suppliers bring us all the ingredients and all of the produce that we need. So whenever we open or operate a restaurant, we try out different assortments of the same product, let's say, and then we shortlist which one we like and which one handles best in our facilities. And then we select based on that. And also, of course, the price point and everything plays a role. So I would say suppliers is the main key. So we don't buy anything directly from the producer or manufacturer.
All right. We have another question coming in, and that is about fresh produce. We see that there's a lot of fresh produce that's been grown in Romania. If you were to elaborate, Dharmendra, on the demand for fresh produce, organic fresh produce in this part of the world, and how does that look like with supply chain, what would you have to say on that?
I believe the fresh produce can help much bigger role because there are less investment comparing to the others. The finished products is there, so the fresh products is come directly in a vegetable market and then distribute from there. So maybe I will say if they want to be Romanian targeting the fresh products, I believe that already there some share is there around 4 to 5% share of fresh products already is coming from Romania. So definitely they like to increase the volumes. So they have to catch up the some bigger suppliers in fruit and vegetable markets who's having the leading distribution in the markets. And that one is the easy method because the cost is much more less and marketing amount and spending cost is lesser, I believe. So yes, there is a lot of room is there to be those products to be reached in UAE markets.
All right. Alex, what's the scope for fresh produce? Especially, I know that, for a lot of people, the first time they taste a particular vegetable or they taste a particular exotic fruit is probably at the hotels or at the restaurants that they try out. What is it that we're looking at and what is the scope for some of the fresh produce in the HoReCa industry from Romania?
So when you say fresh produce, for us, the most important thing and what comes to my mind is the meat section and the fish and all of that. We tend to use as much as possible fresh instead of frozen because the taste profile is completely different and that reflects in the quality of the product that we offer. So I would say, as we always do that, so because we are, that's one of the reasons why we are a top operator and we've recorded so good numbers in the past few years, is because we are always aiming for quality and always we do use some frozen products as well. I would not say we are 100%, but fresh is always the best.
Okay, all right. I think we have a very, very interactive audience for today. We have another question that's coming in, and it's to do with dairy products. Alex, what I think Romanian cheese and Romanian dairy products seem to be very, very high in, I wouldn't say high in, maybe I'm not too sure if they're high in demand here, but it definitely looks like it's on the export list for Romania. But what does the HoReCa industry have to say about that?
So again, it's about meeting that middle ground. Currently, we have also for dairy products, I would say, and cheese in particular. There's a very low price point cheese that you can find, and there is a very high. There is nothing in between, and I think that can be a very good opportunity over there. And for the milk as well, I'm having a lot of difficulty myself to source milk that actually tastes like milk, that tastes very good, and you get that all over the supermarkets, and you can get it anywhere in Romania. But unfortunately, you cannot get it here. So the milk that's being sold currently in UAE is the shelf life. I think it's about 7 days, if I'm not mistaken. But the taste is not really. It's not really. I don't know. It doesn't taste like milk to me, for example. So I was lucky to find a supplier from Fujairah that has a cow farm. So he has a fully air-conditioned cow facility, and this guy is able to produce proper milk, shelf life of 2-3 days. That tastes proper, but obviously because of how he does it, the cost is a bit higher. But yeah, so this is the problem that we face. But I think yes, cheese, manufactured dairy products are a very good opportunity, and I would always go for that mid price point because that's the demand I feel right now.
Awesome. That was very, very interesting, Alex, especially your thoughts on dairy, because I think Romania, like I mentioned, is very famous for its dairy products. And I'm sure, maybe a few Romanian exporters would help address that challenge that you particularly have. Dharmendra, I'd like to come to you. I know with regards to dairy, there are a lot of local players here, and we see new local players coming up by the day. How do you think Romanian dairy producers, especially with organic and natural, can sort of compete and enter into this market?
You are right. The lot of past 2-3 years, number of players come up in dairy products. Recently, the 2 new brands come up in the markets. Who's doing heavily marketing is here. Reaching to the supermarket shelf levels, yes, of course, Romanian can target the niche markets levels because, of course, that cost would not be such a cost effective what is the local suppliers are giving it, because definitely the quality and other things has to be maintained when the product coming from the import levels. so niche market, I will say that they can target it. I will say that maybe the one second. Maybe the target market, you have to hold some of the bigger players who's having hands in starting like us, West Zone, or someone's Carrefour or Lulu, or starting point from one of the leading players. And then once you start and slowly, gradually, you can increase the market cap. I will suggest.
All right. Okay. Sorry, I'm finding it very difficult to keep a tab of the questions. We're just having a lot of questions coming in from the audience. Paul, I think this one would be the best one for you. We're having a question on agri-tech. I think earlier in the session, Her Excellency mentioned that food security happens to be one of the challenges and one of the key areas of concern in this part of the world. And we do see that there's a lot of tech in Romanian tech, agri-tech in particular, that can help the UAE and the GCC address some of the challenges, especially with the vertical farms that they're building and all of that. Could you elaborate on how exactly some of these, some of the Romanian agri-tech solution providers can help address UAE's food security challenges?
Yes, of course. So Romania, especially in the last few years, has started investing quite significantly also in high-end agricultural technology, such as, for example, hydroponic installations. The advantages Romanian producers of such installations have are, in this case, they offer very good quality products and solutions in general at very affordable prices compared to competition from Western Europe, let's say, I don't know, the Netherlands or other, let's say, well-regarded players in this field. So recently there have been a lot of Romanian startup companies, which some of them have transformed in scale-ups, which have already conquered the Romanian and regional market with their products, and are now looking at the UAE again as a hub for the whole region. And especially, and I like to use this example of hydroponics. The companies already have the financial means, let's say, to establish a presence in the UAE. And they, of course, with the help from the UAE government, because this is also priority for them, and with the right level of subsidies, I'm sure they would be able to establish a significant local presence, given these advantages in terms of cost. So if for the bio and organic, the advantages in terms of costs, let's say, are not that obvious, they're rather, as Mr. Popescu said, a middle ground between very high-end products and low-end products. Here, the advantages in terms of costs are very clear and identifiable, and they can be easily demonstrated.
All right. Thank you so much, Paul, for that. I think agri-tech is a sector that everyone's going to keep an eye on in the next few years to come. So I'm pretty sure it's going to look very, very interesting. And I'm sure some of these Romanian solution providers would have a lot to offer here to some of these vertical farm owners and those that are looking to set up vertical farms in the coming few years. Thank you for that. All right, I think we are approaching the end of the second half of the session. Your Excellency Nicoleta, if you have any thoughts to share with us, any closing remarks or any closing thoughts before I take around to all the other panelists and ask them for their thoughts.
Yeah. Do you hear me? I don't know if do you hear me? Hello?
I can hear you, Your Excellency.
Yeah. So we are quite practical, you know, because we are facing with many experience here. So I have a question for Mr. Alex. If we could provide samples and I don't know, presentation of Romanian products, might be possible to share this information if you like, of course, this product with your suppliers?
Of course, absolutely. We can. I think we can discuss that. There are different types of suppliers. Also, some of them, the very big suppliers, have a listing fee. So, for example, if you want to sell their products and you want them to distribute it and sell it, you have to pay a listing fee, and then you have to pay for some additional costs like storage and so on and so forth. So we can definitely get connected with each and every one of them, and we can take this discussion further. I have no problem with that.
Because we had this, practice before. We got in contact with some restaurants or some, end users, and they said, okay, I will tell to my supplier that they could extend the discussion with the producer because I liked very much this product and I would like to serve in my restaurant. And also we had meetings with chefs, and they tried and they had some recommendations about, the quality and the volume and everything. Yeah, so it might be possible to get in contact and to recommend some producers, and if they are coming here with the samples, we could provide it. Yeah,
absolutely. It's all about a win-win situation, right? So if we can create these win-win situations in the sense of the distributor or the supplier has also something to gain, and then of course the producer as well, then there's definitely can be a synergy over there, and it's very possible to do, I believe.
Yeah, and
Right.
and about the market, as I mentioned before, Dubai is a hub because they have the program, Dubai Economic Department also and Dubai Chamber to globalize the companies which are doing business in Dubai. So if you are coming with some products here in Dubai, they will take care and they will promote to the network, their network to more than 400 destinations. They are opening offices worldwide. So yeah, but again, I think that because for us, our mission is to promote the producer, the investors, the entrepreneurs from Romania as well as from UAE to Romania. But we need a common effort, to bring all the people together again, because it's very easy for us to have a meeting with 50 or 60 suppliers from Romania with and producer and the key factors here, rather than to go today and represent one producer, very good producer for honey, and tomorrow we need to have another meetings with the producer from dairies or I don't know, meat, or it's quite difficult to approach the supermarket and the distributor in this way. It's very important to be all together with association and ministers and key factors and stay together and have a discussion. And we need a very good strategy to approach this market, I think.
All right. Thank you so much, Your Excellency, for that. I think, like you mentioned, there is definitely a scope and a huge demand for Romanian organic and natural products in the region. It's just, ensuring that the right marketing and the right messaging is sent out to some of the consumers, and I think it should be a hit. Paul, I'd like to come to you for your closing remarks. Why do you think the UAE is the go-to place? And what is your last message to some of the Romanian exporters that are tuned in at the moment?
So, thank you very much. I also like to be very practical in my approach. Romanian exporters interested in setting up connections in the UAE can contact us at the Gulf Romania Investment Council at any time. We provide free of charge guidance and connections with their relevant counterparts, let's say in the UAE, depending on the domain in which these exporters are currently activating. So we are open to helping anyone out. This would be one thing. And the second thing, I would like to emphasize what Ms. Teodorovic also said regarding the need to bring all these dissipated efforts together in order to have more momentum with what we're doing. And this is also one of the reasons why we're organizing the agriculture summit event in this autumn in Bucharest, in order to make sure that we bring together all the relevant Romanian players activating in the agriculture and the agribusiness field, interested in the UAE and GCC market, together with their relevant counterparts also from the UAE. So this would be, let's say, my conclusion. The fact that I completely support what Mr. Lurvich is saying, and also that we're completely open to supporting any Romanian player looking either to export in the UAE or set up presence in the UAE.
All right, thank you, Paul. Alex, your closing thoughts, and what do you think of the scope for Romanian products in the HoReCa sector in the Middle East?
Thank you very much. So again, I would like to also emphasize on the fact that there is definitely a potential over there. It can be for multiple products, and we need to come up as a united front and tackle this in a way where we can make sure that we connect all the dots. From my side, I'm more than happy to support. I work with at least 50 suppliers / distributors here that supply to all of our restaurants in Dubai and in Saudi. So I'm more than happy to make introductions, or I think we can share my contacts with the audience at your convenience after this. And yeah, that's it. I think there is a lot of potential, and we just need to come up together and to make it happen. That's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Alex, for that. I think the HoReCa industry in the Middle East is quite big, and it's important for the Romanian producers to understand the actual scope and where they can actually, and the sort of returns that they can get should they start supplying to some of the big HoReCa players, which includes yourself as well. So thanks for joining this panel, and Jess, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts. Last but not the least, Mr. Dharmendra, I'd like to come to you. What do you think what is your final message to some of the Romanian exporters that have tuned in, and what do you have to say? What is your final message to them?
I will say that's welcome, and we are ready to support from our side. If they like to be export from Romania, whatever the efforts, supports we can do, we will do from our sides. But they need the good strategy, good study of markets, clear packaging, competitive prices in the markets, and target the high demand products, I will say, to starting from there. And if it and try to build a bigger catalogs. So because once you're having a range, so then easy to be import for the peoples there. Because when the range are the very smaller, the basket would not be the prepared, container cannot be filled up for the goods there. So you can target this multiple sites that, or maybe 2, 3, 4 exporters has to get together, and then jointly they have to export maybe one of the meat, one of the vegetables, one of the raw goods is there, and easy to be approached in UAE markets, that ones. So depend on how your portfolio you are creating it completely, but definitely market is growing up, and I will say that the lot of new developments in UAE, population keep increasing UAE, So of course, yes, market is there. Positive notes.
All right, Mr. Dharmendra, that was wonderful. Thank you so much for summing it up. Thank you all panelists for joining us this afternoon. Your Excellency, thank you so much for all your efforts in helping us putting this together. I'd like to thank you for the successful collaboration, and I definitely look forward to having and seeing some of the Romanian exporters in December at the show. I'd also like to thank all of the audience and some of the exporters that have tuned in, who are eager to look to expand the Middle East. As everyone has mentioned, Middle East is a fast-growing market, and there's definitely a demand for most of the products. It's just the right messaging and the right marketing that needs to go out to some of the key consumers, and you can see that some of your products will be flying off the shelves. Once again, I'd like to thank you all for tuning in and taking the time out this afternoon, and we'll see you very, very shortly on another webinar. But for now, thank you so much, panelists. Thank you so much for tuning in, and yeah, have a lovely day and a lovely week ahead.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much.
Thank you,
very
everyone.
much.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.